The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hey everybody, CamiBaker.com here. I am with the Happiness Jungle TV show. I am the queen of the jungle today. Super excited to be your guest host and to have on with us a best-selling author, a public speaker, and a fitness guru, and that would be Miss Nykeisha Sanders. Keisha and I met actually through a friend, but online, and not only am I proud as pie to say that she is one of my clients, but she is also an author with Jack Canfield and is just tearing it up in the fitness industry. So Miss Nykeisha, tell us a little bit about your shirt that says Keep Fit Keisha, and tell us all about you. Who are you, girlfriend?
Yes, so I'm a fitness guru, as you said, an author and a speaker, and my fitness company is called Keep Fit by Keisha, and it's basically an online fitness company and local fitness company that helps people and live in the healthiest life that they can possible through fitness, through nutrition, through healthy mind, body, and spirit, and I enjoy what I do.
Yes, you do, and I love the energy that you bring every time we have a call, and I just want to have you share with the audience a little bit about, how did you become to be a fitness guru? What was the journey? What's your story about?
Well, when I started actually at the high school, everyone comes to me thinking I was athletic, played some type of sports in high school, but I didn't. I was overweight, and it didn't catch on to me until after high school where I was more knowledgeable about being healthy and whatnot. So that's when I started to change my habits as far as eating healthier, exercising more, and people would notice a change and seeing me lose weight, and just by them seeing me inspired me to help them. And, the more and more people I inspired, I decided to, take it seriously and get my certification. And now I started to build this image of being, a personal trainer, a leader to a lot of people, someone that people are looking up to and to motivate them and support them, that it did become really, really stressful at one point, to the point where I lost myself completely and became bulimic. And that was something that I, kept to myself for a very long time, because I thought that if I would share with people, they'll look at me like, how are you this fitness person? How are you this health person? But, you're basically throwing out what you're eating. So when I sat back to myself and thought of the things of why I decided to be a fitness coach and why I had a passion for it and why I decided to help people, I, got into a conclusion of, understanding who I am, and it bettered me as a person and it bettered me as a fitness coach. And that's why I'm here today.
I'm so glad that you shared that story, because, people need to be empowered. It's really important, especially for us as public speakers, to be able to have people identify with us. It's easy to sit there in that chair with your brand on your shirt and looking all nice and polished. But for people to really be able to say, wow, I can identify with that. Just like for me, when I talk about my alcoholism, there's a lot of people that have not been an alcoholic, but they can understand with struggles and making poor choices and being able to pull yourself up by the bootstraps or put on your big girl panties, as I like to say. So, it is really impressive that you are so young and an entrepreneur and out moving and shaking. Tell us a little bit about who are your favorite clients? Who do you like to work with?
I like to work with people that are serious about their health. And, although it does take time to, reach a goal or just understand the whole health thing, I like to work with people that are serious with their health, that really wants to make a change. And I also like people that challenge me. Because it makes me a better personal trainer and a better leader and a motivator for them. So, someone that's serious about their health, someone that's, coachable, willing to learn new things and willing to work hard, and actually take the motivation and support for them to get to that next level. That's the like people I like to work with.
Well, I love that you say you like working with people that are coachable, because here's what I can say about you. You are coachable. And someone who is coachable is a good coach. You know, back in the day when I was, from the time that I needed somebody to help me get sober to the time that I needed somebody to help me with real estate and learn about how to create conversations and how to network and all the different things that you and I talk about and so many others, if we're not coachable, we're not going to make much of a good coach. So you definitely are, I know that you're a good coach because you're so coachable. Talk to us a little bit about how you got on the cover of that book with Jack Canfield.
So I went to a fitness convention in LA about 3 years ago, and he was one of the speakers there. And I didn't know who he was until I heard the books that he created before, which was the Chicken Soup of the Soul series. And I enjoyed his speech. It was very motivational. And ever since then, I just kept following with him. So I've been to his other speeches in New Jersey, which is close to me, and just follow what he does. And I saw the opportunity that he was coming out with a book where he would like other authors to come in. And I applied for it and I got the position, and now I'm on the cover with him. So it's really a great thing.
Yes, you are. And see, it's all about raising our hand and saying, yep, I'm in. Yeah, I'll do that. You know, I remember when an email came through the Board of Realtors about 10 years ago, and they were looking for somebody to do a House Hunters episode. I said, yep, I'm in. You got to raise that hand. And I've had other clients who've said that it actually changed their life just to hear that. Be prepared to raise your hand and say, yes, I will. I'll step right into that. So you said yes, and now you're on the cover. And because of being on the cover and being in the book and being recognized with Jack Canfield, you're also quite the speaker. So you like to teach people from the stage. What are maybe 3 of the things that you like to give people great tips on from the stage?
3 different things that I like to give tips on are, let's say, exercises that they can do at the workplace, because a lot of people, you know, work busy hours and between that and coming home to their families and just have no time for the gym. So I like to give out easy, like 3 to 5 quick exercises that they can do. Another thing is I preach a lot on the importance of sleep, because sleep, you know, when people hear health, they just think of working out and eating right, but sleep is very, very important thing when it comes to that. So I'd speak about that. And of course, the last thing is, you know, eating your fruits and vegetables and drinking a lot of water. Just drinking a lot of water can better your mental focus throughout the day, and you can have a productive day. So those are the 3 things that I really like to talk about in my speeches.
So what are some tips you can give us on better sleep? Because, girl, I know I could use some of that.
Believe it or not, you are someone that has like a busy day or a busy schedule in general. You kind of got to schedule your sleep. You know, say that I'm going to stop what I'm doing at 9 or 10 o'clock at night and give yourself at least 7 to 8 hours from that, or go backwards. If I have to wake up at 5 in the morning, 7 to 8 hours from that is when I'll go to sleep. So it's really.
Are you telling me I got to turn off my computer and my phone and everything at a certain time of night? What, are you crazy?
I know you have to shut down everything.
I know a woman I worked with a long time ago said, look, Cami, you know, it's kind of like a car. You know, you can have the most beautiful Ferrari on the outside, but if the inside's garbage, it's not going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. So you work with clients in one-on-one situations. You have group coaching. You have online stuff. You work with corporate. Tell us a little bit about some of the programs that you're working on, and just all the fun stuff you're doing.
It is a lot of fun, actually. So yeah, I do one-on-one coaching. I do a lot of group classes now. And the reason why I transitioned from one-on-one to group coaching, because a lot of people like to work with other people, not just by themselves. So it really brings a lot of energy to my classes with the group classes. And the online coaching, that gives me opportunity to work with people that are outside of New York, where I live. So I have clients in other states. So I'm allowed to share my wisdom and my expertise in health and wellness to other people outside the state. And with the corporate, it's really good for the employees themselves, because just overall having a better health and fitness, they can work better and have a better day at work and with customers and, increase their company.
Yeah, they sure can. And I know you've got a little bit of a tribe down in Florida too. You do some speaking down that way. What cities are you visiting in Florida coming up soon on any speaking gigs?
Um, that was in Orlando.
Orlando. So anybody that's watching, if you have business networking groups, women's groups, any kind of groups that would want to have somebody come in and teach you about fitness, if you're in the Orlando area, I'll bet you'll even do about a 100-mile radius from there. Going to
Definitely.
go down and teach Mickey Mouse how to get in shape. So
Right.
give us a story about one of your favorite clients and something where when they came to the table, what was it that they were all about? Why did they decide they wanted to work with you? And what kind of transformation did you help them have?
So I had a woman actually that lived in Jersey, and she was over 300 pounds. She was a
Mm,
mom of six.
mm,
So it was a lot going on with her besides being able to take care of herself. And she was a bit afraid at first to not so much just join my program, but to change her habits that she was doing. She was more afraid of her not being able to reach the goal that she's looking for, or continue with it, or pass in 3 days or something like that. But I talked her into it and shared with her the benefits and how this can definitely change her life tremendously, change her life, her kids' life, her health. You know, so she stuck through it and she did it and she lost 100 pounds in a year. I'm truly happy for her. And ever since then, her whole mindset has changed. She's continuing to do well, and just the fact that I'm in New York and she's in New Jersey, and just showing that I can help someone, that far, just really proved to her and to myself that this is really a big thing. But like I said, she lost 100 pounds. She looks great. A lot of her medical issues has decreased.
mm.
Um, Less pills, and she's able to literally function throughout the day between her 6 children, and just her life overall.
Wow, that is amazing. That is quite the story. Now, you mentioned in there about mindset and commitment. What do you think it was about for you back when you needed to shift your mindset? What do you think it was that helped you to start on your health journey that has now led you to help so many others?
Um, I just, I felt that I just needed to make a change, because what I said to myself, I remember that day I got on a scale and I just didn't like the number. And I knew if I didn't make a change, it would just go higher and higher. And, the higher it gets, the harder it is, and the fact that I was kind of by myself in this, I didn't have anyone on my back saying you need to do something now. So I knew that I had to make that change right then and there. And so I said, once I saw that number on the scale, I just had to flip it,
Yeah, but
and
there's so many people that see that number on the scale and they don't like it, but they don't do anything about it. I mean, that takes a lot of personal fortitude to say, you know what, I'm changing this right now. I'm just so inspired by that. And you didn't have anybody helping you with it. You just figured it out. Did you go online? Did you read a book? What was that all about?
no, I just did it. The more and more that I got into it, I'll, research more about it and different ways on, like my eating habits, nutrition, and health and things like that. And also by doing that is, why I got into getting, the certification. And again, once I got my certification, I did even more research, and just working with different types of people was a big help along, because everyone is not the same. Not everyone has the same goal. So that also helped me open and expand my knowledge into it. So.
Well, and now that you're a coach and you actually help people do this exponentially, now you can see that if you had a coach back in the day, how much faster you would
Right.
have been able to do it, right? And that's what
Yeah.
makes us a good coach, though, is I kind of call it, going through the desert and then getting on the other side. Now that you've gone through it, you know what it's like to go through
Yeah.
that. And that's why you can help someone. And now wow, if I had a coach, it would have gone so much faster. So when you work with people, what kind of a time frame do you normally work with them? Is it 6 weeks, 3 months, a year, kind of session by session? What does that look like?
Oh, 3 months to 6 months is what I usually go by, because that's when you start to see, a big change and some, real realistic results. So 3 months to 6 months, and then I have clients that I've been working with for years.
Nice.
So
Well, and it does take at least 3 months. I know that, even in the sales cycle, no matter what sales I've been in or what have you, when you start in the very beginning, you can't expect immediate results. It's not like you take that seed and you drop it in the ground and say, "Where's my plant? Where's my plant? I want my tree." You got to have time for it to sink in, to root, actually. So 3 months is a good time for people to see that. So if people wanted to start working with you and just, like, I'm not really sure, like, am I ready to change my eating habits? Do I really want to start going to the gym? Like, what's a way that they can get started and ease themselves into it?
I always tell people to start with one thing at a time. So, for example, working out and eating right, I'll say start with the gym. Build a habit in that, and then work on your eating, or vice versa. Or, for example, say if say soda is their thing, I'll say, well, how many times a week do you drink a soda? Say if they say every day, and then I'll say, well, start with every other day. You know what I mean? I just never tell someone just cut something completely off, because that's unrealistic. Or if they do it after the third day or so, they'll just give in and go back to their old habits. So I always start slow with my clients. Like I said, if it's the gym, start with that, get in the habit of that, and then I'll work on eating more fruits or more vegetables and things like that. So always take it slow.
Pick one or the other. That makes sense. So when you're working with people online and you're not actually there to tell them what to do or to be their inspiration, how does that work when you're working with somebody online?
Well, I like to do a coaching call with them, and I do a weekly coaching call. So every week they know that they talk with me, and they have to share with me what's been going on that week, any challenges, any struggles, and then we talk about how we can overcome them for the following week. And we also do a weigh-in, so they know, for example, every Sunday they're doing a weigh-in, so it holds them accountable to something. But even besides the coaching call, I still keep in contact with my clients, a few days a week, whether it's via text or email, just to send them some type of motivational speech or something out there, just to keep their mind focused. And I've got a lot of feedback saying that helps. So,
Yeah.
we'll know that although I'm not there, we're always communicating, so they'll still get what they're looking for.
Well, it's kind of like with us. We have our call once a week, and then we also can communicate via text and email. Of course, it's a little bit different, though, because I'm not helping you in a physical way, but it sounds like a lot of the work that you're doing with people has to do with mindset. When you said, where are they at, what are their struggles, a lot of that doesn't really necessarily have to do with the gym. It has to do with mindset. Wouldn't you agree?
I would, because the mind, that's where it starts. If your mind isn't right, then everything else just wouldn't matter. So it always starts with getting their mind right. And once their mind is right, once they're focused, then they'll go to the gym or work out or eat right. But it always starts with the mind first.
So talk about that a little bit, the mindset. Like if somebody is just they're just not keeping their commitments. They say that they're not going to drink sodas, but you see that they've got to be, because things aren't changing. Like how can you tell when somebody's just really not doing, when they're not there with you? Like how can you tell when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing?
I can tell just by their language, the words they use, how they talk. If I ask them a question, if there's a long pause, or I don't, you can just tell. And then after working with people for a few weeks, you just kind of get to know them, whether face to face or through the phone. So you get to know them, and a lot of times I have honest clients, which are really good. So they'll just tell me up front, I didn't do that this week, so which is good, but because I can help them. So whether they're honest, or I could just tell by, the sound or the words they use or the language, I've been doing this for a long time, so I could tell what's going on.
Girl, you haven't been doing anything for a long time, as young as you are.
No, that's so funny. I always say that.
I mean, how impressive, though, because you're 20, what?
28.
28, you got your own logo that you're proudly wearing. I wish I had on my shirt too. Whee! We could be Batman and Robin with our t-shirts on. I don't have on my Fabulous and Fierce shirt today. But I'll bet there's some girls out there that you could mentor, just not even through the health perspective, but actually just as a mentor to help them to see, wow, if you're 28, you've already been doing this a long time. then you got started pretty early. Are there any girls out there that you're mentoring?
Oh yeah, there's people in general that I mentor. A lot of people around me, because the people around me that are my age, just a handful are entrepreneurs or striving to be one. So I preach it a lot to people that you can, become very, very successful, because I'm doing it myself. So I preach to a lot of people, preach a lot of, girls, and even my family members that are younger than me, younger cousins. And just by them seeing what I'm doing, I can tell that it's influencing them a lot. So yeah, I speak about it all the time. Because I wish
Well,
someone told me when I was 20, 21, So,
right. I know I've
yeah.
got a friend that does coaching for entrepreneurs, and they can bring their children in. So they've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old children that are being taught about entrepreneurism. I said, shoot, if I had somebody
I
mentoring
know.
and leveling me up at 10, I'd have been president by now. Like, like I didn't even learn about mentorship or coaching or any of that kind of stuff until I was in my 30s. So you're well ahead of me. Now, we've been talking about doing some kind of a community, what I call cause marketing, getting a cause that we're passionate about and using it as a way to market ourselves and have an influence in the marketplace and have an impact in the community. Talk to me a little bit about that. We talked about doing a fitness day, yes?
Yes. So I was interested in doing a fitness fun day, let's say. And, there's a lot of big parks around me where you have an open field, and just something where, getting the community involved, getting people involved and working out, but in a fun way, so they're not feel like, oh, I'm just going to this workout class, but just something fun where it gets everyone involved, children, adults, all ages, all levels, and make it a big day, walk around and play. I like to end it with a game of, let's say, like kickball, something fun, and bringing, people's childhood back, and something they could talk about and share with people.
Yeah, it's all about having fun and not being childish, but being childlike, right?
Right, right.
Right. So you're in the Long Island area, and people are going to be watching this TV recording for many years to come. But talk about maybe some of the places there that you'd like to do this fun day, this fun fitness day, and maybe some people will reach out and tell you some contacts that they have or who they might know. What are some parks and places around there? Some cities, some waterfronts that you'd like to do it at?
So there's a park called Eisenhower Park in Garden City. There's another park, well, it's a preserves, it's Merrick Preserves, which is really, really nice. It's by the water. And if you go up a hill, you can actually see the whole city in Manhattan. There's another one called Belmont Park that has an open field. There's another one called Hemp State Lake Park that has a big field and also a lake. So there's a lot of actually open field areas around here that gets pretty popular in the summertime.
Nice. It sounds like places that I'd like to go. As a matter of fact, I'm not that far from you. I'm about 4 hours away. So I want to come to your fitness fun day and be able to see the city and get out there and play kickball and kick some butt. That'd be a lot of fun. So are you going to get your mentors or your mentees involved in the community activity? I know you got a big family too, right?
I do. Huge.
And they're very active with you in your business and supporting you. I know some of the things that we've done, your family has been very supportive. You have an aunt that's very supportive of you.
Yeah, I do. She's very supportive. She actually got me into the working out a little bit, because when she was around my age, she did it a lot. And now I have I'm the oldest of my cousins on my mom's side, which I'm pretty much close to. And now I have all of them, they actually come to my group classes, and they're serious about it, which is very rare, with family, but they're serious about it. They come, they work out, and, just seeing, like I said, seeing the influence that I have on them and the people around me are really, really huge. So yeah, they're a big support for me.
It is. It is so awesome when you can see the difference that you're making with people. I always say we're all looking to have influence, impact, and make income. But what you're talking about right now is having that impact. So we're coming to the end of our interview, Keisha. Talk to the people who are watching a little bit about things that you feel like they could do right now. Like, what are those things that what is a book they could read? What is an action they could take? What is a change in their diet? We've talked about putting down the soda or doing something simple like that, but let's talk about the mindset a little bit. What could they do right now that's just something free that wouldn't take any resource per se, but just the wherewithal to actually stick with it and do it?
Well, okay, here's one thing as far as I like to use like meal planning, right? And this is good for everybody and anybody. Something that they can do Sunday, have your week set for the things that you want to eat. And I don't care what it is, just meal prep and meal plan. So as you're going throughout the days of the week, everything is set for you. You're not scrambling on things to, what I should eat or what I shouldn't eat, things like that, but have everything set for you. And also I would say is meditate in the morning when you first wake up. It's really good. Overall, it clears your day, it sets your day, it sets the tone. If you meditate and say, I'm going to have a great day, something simple as that, you will have a great day. And like I said, it just sets the tone for your day. So that's what I would say.
It does. Affirmations and positive thinking and positive language are so important. So right here at the very end, how can people contact you? And don't you have some kind of 21-day challenge or something online that people can sign up for?
Yes, so you can contact me via website is keepfitbykeisha.com. That's my website, that's my Facebook, and that's my Instagram. And also, like you said, I have a 21-day transformation program that anyone is welcome to join. Just go on my website and you'll see it right there and you can contact me.
Nice. Well, CamiBaker.com here with the Happiness Jungle TV show. We are so honored to have spent some time with you today and to have you out sharing your story and inspiring so many people, not just girls, but anybody who wants to say, you know what? I'm not too young, I'm not too old, I'm not too this or that. I am just perfect the way that I am. And Keisha is showing me that if she can do it, I can do it. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.